AITA for picking up my sister when she didn't want to babysit and causing the parents to lose $250? My F20 younger sister, F15, came to visit our city for a few weeks as part of her summer vacation. She split her time between my place and my aunt's, F30, place. My aunt has 2 toddlers and is currently on maternity leave, while my sister was at my aunt's. She spent most of her time babysitting, unpaid, while my aunt went out to see friends, get her nails done, dates with husband, etc. Every single day she was there. She was babysitting for between 4 to 8 hours a day. There was one day where my aunt was gone all day, came home briefly, and went back out again for the evening, leaving my sister with the kids literally all day. A few days ago, I asked my sister if she wanted to come to Dave & Buster's with me and some friends. She tells me she really wants to, but can't because she's babysitting again. I told her that she's allowed to decline. She was a bit scared to say no, but yesterday she told my aunt that she can't babysit on Friday. Today, my aunt says too bad. They have a dinner reservation at an expensive restaurant and will lose the deposit. $250. If they don't show up. My sister told my aunt that she was exhausted from babysitting, but my aunt basically said sorry, but she has to stay and watch the kids. My sister was disappointed, but didn't put up any more fight. At that point, I decided to intervene and told my aunt I'd be picking up my sister on Friday, and that's the end of it. She sent me a whole bunch of texts after that, but honestly I didn't reply or even read them. I show up to pick up my sister, and my aunt comes out to my car yelling at me. She says it's not my business what my sister does and she's staying. I ignored my aunt and saw my sister at the door and yelled over to her to come get in the car. She did. My aunt couldn't believe that she was actually leaving and started yelling at my sister too. My sister looked scared, but I told her to just get in the car. We drove away. They couldn't find a replacement babysitter last minute and ended up missing their reservation and being charged for that cancellation. My mom is with me on this and said I did good for getting my sister out of the house. But another aunt heard about the story and she told me I shouldn't have picked up my sister after aunt number 1 said she already has dinner reservations. She also said that I shouldn't have intervened and should have let my sister learn to stand up for herself. So now I am questioning if I should have let my sister stay there and learn a lesson in standing up to people, or if I did the right thing. AITA for picking up my sister and leaving? NTA. Yes. Of course your 15-year-old sister needs to learn how to stand up for herself. All 15-year-olds do. And you know how they learn that? By having an adult, like yourself, model how to set boundaries and not let them be taken advantage of. She needed you to do this so next time she can do it herself. I'm glad your mom is on your and your sister's side. You did good. You're a great big sister. Your aunt sucks and is cheap AF, if she can afford a $250 deposit for a reservation. She can sure as hell afford to pay a babysitter. NTA. If they can afford a $250 reservation, they can afford a babysitter. Your sister should not be pressured into unpaid labor so they can splurge. NTA. I'm glad your mom is on your sister's side. She should learn to stick up for herself. She's 15 and being taken advantage of by her adult aunt. You did the right thing. ETA. The person who needs to learn here is your aunt, not to take advantage of her niece. NTA. You are helping your sister learn to stand up for herself. You coached her through the entire process, telling her aunt, no, repeating the, no. Helping her to act on and enforce that, no, despite the aunt trying to dismiss it. Next time something like this happens, your sister will have these experiences to model her actions on. and be able to stand up for herself even better. ETA. Also, if you are still out, do not return your sister to your aunt's house, and encourage her to stop staying there for the rest of the summer. If she wants work, she can easily find a paying job babysitting for defined hours. Your aunt and uncle can figure out their own childcare. This is on both parents, not just the aunt. You did the right thing. Auntie is not entitled to child labor, so she can ignore her kids and her guest. NTA. NTA, and thank you for doing that. Your sister is not free babysitting and not at the whim of your aunt. Also, shouldn't your aunt be bonding with the kids? Not sure how long mat leave is where you are, but even a year. I'd expect the mother to be with baby a little more. I know parents need breaks, but a whole day? Not. NTA. My F20 younger sister, F15, came to visit our city for a few weeks as part of her summer vacation. This, your very first sentence, is why you're NTA. Your sister is on vacation, visiting a city that's not her own, and instead of getting to enjoy the sights and her time away, she's being used as unpaid labor by your aunt. NTA. Your aunt was taking advantage of your sister. Good for you for intervening. This is a good lesson for your sister to learn to say no. NTA. If your aunt can afford to go to an expensive restaurant where it requires a $250 deposit, must be a hell of a place. Why does she need a free babysitter? She is just using your sister. F that. What is your sister staying with her 50% of the time? You need to get your sister out of there. NTA. Your sister is being taken advantage of. You should either let her finish the summer staying with you, or she should go home early. NTA. And you helped your sister learn the lesson in standing up to people when you backed her against your bully of an aunt. Bravo and well done. NTA. Never ever be sorry for sticking up for someone, especially a loved one. Your aunts are only telling you to mind your own business because they're upset that you were able to make your sister see the way she was being treated was wrong. Who sees their niece on vacation and takes total and complete advantage of them? Your aunts are assholes. Listen to mom when she says you're on the right side of this. When you set a healthy boundary, the only people that will be upset are those who benefited from your lack of boundaries. She says it's not my business what my sister does, and she is staying. Damn right it's your business what your sister does if she asked for help. She isn't some stranger, she is your sister. NTA. You did a good thing not only getting her out but showing her how to properly stand up for yourself. No is a full answer. You don't need to escalate. No is enough, and you got her out. In case you don't feel it, you should be proud of yourself for helping her. NTA. Your aunt was taking advantage of your sister. A 15-year-old kid can't really stand up to an adult authority figure demanding she babysit, other than by leaving, which is what you enabled your sister to do. You did the right thing getting your sister put of that situation. Your sister did learn a lesson in standing up for herself, because you set the right example. You're an awesome sister. NTA. But both your aunts are. NTA. Your sister is 15 on summer vacation. Why on earth would she want to spend it being a babysitter? Unpaid at that? Loudly crying. I always have an urge to be petty. I'd work up an invoice based on previous hours worked and send that over. NTA. Next time have your sister charge them every time they have her babysit. Might as well make money if they gonna pull that stunt. NTA. Due to number 3 on the all-timer, this one's easy list, as number 3 applies to your sister as well. 1 NTA. You don't have to give up the seat you paid for, reserved. 2 NTA. You do not have to tolerate insults, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia from anyone to keep the peace or be the bigger person. And when any of these things are being hurled at you, it is 100% acceptable to get up and leave. 3 NTA. You are not the one responsible for the happiness, upbringing, childcare, or general well-being of children that aren't yours, unless they are in immediate danger. 4 NTA. Every person asking you why you won't just pay for something, take the kids, do the thing is also capable of paying, taking the kids, doing the thing. They just want you to so they don't have to. 5 NTA. You don't have to pretend you're not pregnant because your sister, family, friend had a miscarriage, fertility issue. 6 NTA. The person giving birth is the only person who gets a vote on who comes into the delivery room. And the parents are the only people who get a vote on who comes to see the baby and when. 7 NTA. Unless there is a medical reason, every adult human being should be able to feed themselves regardless of who normally cooks, grocery shops, and it is not your responsibility to do so. 8 NTA. You are not the off for wanting to take a break from being a caregiver sometimes. 9 NTA. You do not have to forgive or let anyone you don't want back into your life just because they are family. 10 NTA. You do not have to give a large amount of money as a gift to someone who insults you, lies to you, steals from you regardless of whether you previously said you would. 11 NTA. You don't have to sleep on the couch, floor in your own home, on the vacation you paid for, regardless of who thinks they're entitled to the bed. 12 NTA. You don't have to renew the lease of, continue living with, quietly tolerate bad hygiene from a terrible roommate. 13 NTA. Unless you own the business, you are not responsible for covering someone else's shift on your day off, to cover for someone else who isn't doing their job, or for any of the extra work your colleagues have to do if you quit or take time off that you have earned. 14 NTA. You do not have to justify yourself to someone else who is not minding their own business. 15 NTA. It is nobody's business how your household chooses to manage and spend its own money. 16 NTA. If you are the one paying, providing, cooking, it's okay for your family to have a meal without meat in it once in a while, or eat something that is not necessarily their first choice. 17 NTA. You do not have to cut, dye your hair or drastically change your appearance for someone else's wedding, nor do you have to allow it on your property. 18 NTA. You don't have to let your neighbors park on your property, intrude on your lawn, dictate what you do with your house. 19 NTA. You are entitled to be friends with, date, marry, avoid whoever you wish, regardless of how other people feel about them, so long as you're prepared for the consequences. 20 NTA. Just because someone surprises you, doesn't phrase a request as a question does not mean you are not still entitled to say no. NTA. And thank you for standing up for your sister. I have 2 younger ones myself at about the same age, and standing up for yourself is a life skill that takes time to develop. How is she supposed to learn to stand up for herself without someone she trusts teaching her? Please never stop showing up for her. NTA. Just Beck. She is the aunt does not mean she has the last say on what your sister's time and activity. She is treating her as free childcare instead of as a guest. I suggest letting your sister stay with you for the rest of her vacation time. You should also ask your mom to intervene with both aunts so they would stop harassing both of you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.